Summer's here, and with summer, we all like to cool our body with foods that are cooling by nature. We generally don't like a lot of oil, we don't like spices. Well, today I have a recipe which is very different. This one is a cold soup called VISH-ees-WAHZ. But this is not the traditional soup, this is my take on the classic VISH-ees-WAHZ. Hey guys, it's me, the Bombay Chef Varun Inamdar, and welcome to Rajshri Food, which is your destination for vegetarian recipes. Now, VISH-ees-WAHZ, for the uninitiated, is a classic soup which is made with potatoes and leeks. Now, this one is a cold soup. Often people also get confused with the same soup being served hot. Now, that is a classic French soup called Potage Parmentier. So do not get confused there. Well, this soup is going to have potatoes, but very little, and that is more to do with thickening of the soup. This version is with cucumbers and lettuce, both wonderfully cooling for the body. And trust me, it's going to taste fantastic. First things first, we're going to peel cucumber. Just ensure that this is not bitter. This has to be the sweet cucumber that all of us like. But there are some cucumber varieties that are also bitter by nature. Just taste a little bit if you're combining a lot of cucumbers together. Even if one of them is bitter, unfortunately, there'll be no U-turn. And with this, I also have, like I said, peeled potatoes with me. Now, this potato is only and only to ensure that this soup thickens while it cooks. So we're going to cook it first, heat it up, cook every ingredient, and then we cool all of it down and run it into an absolute thin puree. Now, this one, variety-wise, could be a cold soup, it could be a thick soup. There are a lot of variations, a lot of bifurcations of this soup. We are doing one of the many versions, which is the cucumber and lettuce version. So let's begin with that. First things first, cucumber, roughly cut. Now in this case, I'm also going to use the seeds because this soup is finally going to get strained. So roughly cut cucumber. Now, like I said, the classic soup is made with potatoes and leeks. But in this case, I'm not going to use the leeks for sure. Leeks are also a little difficult as a product in the market to source, but it's fine. If you can lay your hands on it, a little bit of leek in this soup will only add to the taste. So remember that. Let's move on to the next step, and that is slicing a potato. I'm going to slice this nice and thin so that all of this gets cooked around the same time. Once this is done, we're going to move in to the cooking process. Just a touch of oil, not too much. And to this, I'm going to add in the sliced potatoes. Just saute these on high flame. The idea of high flame in this case is to just ensure that the potatoes cook faster. The whole idea is to turn them translucent and not to bring in any browning. Remember that. You do not want any smoked flavor in this recipe. Once this is done, we're going to add in the cucumber, which is cut and ready. This, in a lot of ways, is one of those most unusual recipes in which you're actually cooking a cucumber. Let's stir this well. And while you're stirring this, I'm also going to add in a few ingredients, beginning with salt, spring greens. Now this is to bring in that little bit of that green color to this soup. Some mixed herbs. In this case, I've used a combination of oregano or oregano, depending on which part of the world you are in. And along with that, a touch of thyme. While this is getting cooked, I'm also going to slice in some lettuce. Now I'm going to use iceberg lettuce in this case. Wash the bulb well and shred this roughly. Let's add the shredded lettuce as well. We're going to saute this on a high flame, and while we're going to do that, we also need to add in a little bit of black pepper. Do not overspike this because remember, it's a summer soup, it's a chilled soup. You do not want a lot of prominent flavor. Keep the flavors milder so the cooling effect of all these vegetables is going to start working for you. Once this gets sauteed, we're going to add in water. Let's add this in. And this entire mixture needs to cook on high flame till the potatoes are cooked and the cucumber becomes nice and soft. Remember that. It's been somewhere around 12 to 15 minutes. The water has evaporated. Also, the vegetables have now cooked to perfection. Let's add in some cream. Stir this well. Give it one quick boil. And with this, of course, the flame. Allow this entire mixture to cool down completely because remember, it's a cold soup, it's a chilled soup. Now, in case you have some time at hand, you can also make this in advance. Keep it refrigerated overnight, and that's why you have the most amazing mixture ready to churn into a cold soup. So let's wait for that. The mixture has cooled down. Let's blend this into a thick soup, nice and chilled. Let's run all of this into a smooth puree. With this, our chilled soup is done and ready, and this goes straight in the serving bowl. Well, if you blend this nice and fine, you really wouldn't have to strain this. Serve this just like I like. Finally, I'm going to top this up with some whipped cream. Now, this could be savory, this could be sweet, or this could be just bland. Choice is completely yours. Take a nice, generous dollop. And finally, I'm going to top this up with some spring greens. Well, ideally, if this was a hot soup, I would have preferred adding in just a touch of paprika or some freshly cracked black pepper. But this one, being a cold soup, straight goes on the table. With this, my version of cucumber and lettuce VISH-ees-WAHZ soup is done and ready, nice and chilled for this summer. Make this for your family, make this for your friends, and have a blast. On that note, do not forget to stay tuned for more such quick, simple, and easy recipes to Rajshri Food. Bye for now.